Mecca has been struck by a catastrophic flood, causing significant turmoil in the holy city. The global community and the people of Saudi Arabia were shocked as rising waters submerged Mecca, disrupting religious practices, causing property damage, and displacing pilgrims. As experts investigate the root causes of this incident, many are pondering whether this mysterious flood is a divine judgment or a natural disaster. Additionally, there's a growing concern about how to prevent such events in the future. Saudi Arabia, housing the two holiest cities in Islam, Mecca and Medina, holds profound importance for Muslims worldwide. Despite its deep connection with the Islamic faith, the nation struggles with the forces of nature. While droughts and scorching temperatures are not uncommon, recent events have left authorities baffled and disrupted religious activities in this devout nation. Destructive windstorms and heavy rainfall have led to catastrophic floods, wreaking havoc on Mecca and its residents. In response, Saudi authorities are implementing drastic measures to address the situation as Mecca grapples with rising waters. To understand this event, it's essential to examine the factors influencing Saudi Arabia's weather patterns. The country's geography, characterized by vast desert areas like the Rub al-Khali, or Empty Quarter, and extensive coastlines along the Red Sea and Arabian Gulf, significantly impacts its weather. The desert climate brings extreme conditions, with scorching daytime temperatures and chilly nights. Rainfall is scarce, and sandstorms are frequent occurrences. To gain a deeper understanding of Saudi Arabia's climate, the country can be divided into two primary regions: the coastal areas along the Red Sea and the Arabian Gulf, and the inland regions. Coastal cities like Jeddah and Jazan enjoy a more temperate climate due to their proximity to the sea. These areas experience higher humidity levels and relatively mild temperatures. Summer temperatures typically range from 30 degrees to 35 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Winters are cooler compared to the desert regions, but the humidity can make it feel uncomfortable. Coastal areas also receive occasional rainfall, especially during the winter months. In contrast, the inland regions, including cities like Riyadh and Khobar, endure a harsh desert climate. Summers are extremely hot, with temperatures often surpassing 45 degrees Celsius, 113 degrees Fahrenheit, and rainfall is rare. Winter nights can be freezing, although daytime temperatures are relatively moderate. Sandstorms, dust storms, and occasional heavy rainfall leading to flash floods are common occurrences, particularly in desert areas. Strong winds lift fine sand and dust particles, reducing visibility and hindering daily activities. Dust storms are most prevalent during the transitional seasons of spring and autumn, when atmospheric instability increases. Despite the arid conditions, Saudi Arabia experiences sporadic but intense rainfall, particularly in winter. While rainfall is infrequent overall, it can trigger sudden and powerful flash floods due to the land's aridity. These floods often result from convective thunderstorms that develop rapidly, releasing large volumes of water in a short time. While rainfall is essential for replenishing water sources and supporting vegetation growth, it can pose significant risks to infrastructure, agriculture, and human settlements, particularly in areas with poor drainage. Saudi Arabia also faces the threat of scorching heat waves, which can endanger public health. The combination of high temperatures and low humidity levels during the hottest months can lead to heat-related illnesses and discomfort among residents. The strain on Saudi Arabia's energy resources increases as the demand for cooling systems rises. Recent weather anomalies in the country have attracted public attention, such as reports of snowfall in the northwestern regions, a rarity. These occurrences have sparked discussions about the potential influence of global climate change on Saudi Arabia's weather. Despite the challenges posed by the arid desert climate, sandstorms, occasional heavy rainfall, and high temperatures, nobody anticipated the catastrophic floods that submerged Mecca. What are the most devastating flood incidents Saudi Arabia has faced? Floods have become a growing concern worldwide due to changing climates and human activities. Even in Saudi Arabia, known for its dry climate, floods have become an annual disaster, causing widespread damage and significant risks. So why does Saudi Arabia experience frequent floods? Let's delve into some flood patterns. In November 1985, heavy rainfall in the northwestern regions led to the worst flood in half a century. Streets were submerged, life came to a halt for 3 days, and Jeddah and nearby areas suffered extensive destruction and loss of life. The overwhelmed drainage systems caused flooding in many areas, resulting in loss of lives, damage to homes, and harm to critical infrastructure. Similarly, in 2009, Jeddah faced another catastrophic flood due to heavy rainfall, resulting in flash floods that overwhelmed infrastructure and caused widespread devastation. Inadequate drainage systems exacerbated the situation, flooding roads, neighborhoods, and public facilities. Rapid urbanization and insufficient urban planning in Jeddah also contributed to worsening the disaster's impact. The alteration of natural water channels due to encroachment disrupted their capacity to handle heavy rainfall, compromising the environment's ability to absorb and manage excess water. In 2010, Riyadh experienced flooding caused by heavy rainfall, resulting in rivers overflowing their banks and floods throughout the city, leading to car accidents. The following year witnessed another water disaster in Riyadh, resulting in tragic loss of life and widespread disruptions, continuing a concerning pattern of recurring floods since 2009, particularly in Jeddah. In response to these events, a systematic review of emergency planning for flash flood responses was conducted in Saudi Arabia, using the floods in Jeddah in 2009 and 2011 as case studies. While initial strategies appeared effective in mitigating the frequency and impact of flooding, heavy rainfall in 2015 exposed vulnerabilities. Inadequate maintenance of drainage channels and impermeable surfaces in urban areas exacerbated localized flooding. Efforts were made to address these issues, resulting in a break from floods for over 7 years. However, tragedy struck again in August 2023. Distressing videos on social media depicted stranded cars on flooded roads, with individuals assisting in navigation. The mosque environment was particularly affected, leading to the temporary suspension of prayers for necessary maintenance. The causes of the August 2023 flooding in Saudi Arabia can be attributed to a combination of natural and human factors, highlighting the ongoing challenges in managing flood risks in the region. Data from credible sources like the World Meteorological Organization and the National Center for Environmental Prediction point to intense and prolonged rainfall as the cause of the flooding. These weather patterns likely stem from broader climatic conditions and atmospheric factors conducive to heavy precipitation in the affected areas. Witnessing the aftermath of such floods is truly disheartening. Despite our awareness of the consequences, nothing can fully prepare us for the severe damage to infrastructure, wasted manual labor, displacement of people, and, most tragically, loss of lives. The consequences of floods extend beyond human populations to affect local animal populations profoundly. One significant challenge for animals is the disruption of their natural habitats. Floods can obliterate critical areas like nesting sites, food sources, and shelter, compelling animals to seek resources elsewhere. This displacement often leads to heightened competition, conflicts with other animal groups, and increased risk of predation. Additionally, floods can cause loss of vegetation and soil erosion, further limiting food and shelter availability. The direct threats posed to animal populations by floods are multifaceted. Animals unable to escape rising waters may suffer fatalities, particularly those not adapted to aquatic environments. Moreover, floodwaters can carry debris and pollutants, posing health hazards and potentially causing illness or poisoning. From a wildlife conservation perspective, floods can have long-term repercussions for vulnerable or endangered species. Habitat destruction and population displacement may further endanger these species, potentially resulting in declines in population size and genetic diversity. To mitigate flood impacts on at-risk populations, conservation efforts may involve relocating animals or implementing habitat restoration projects. In addition to the direct impact on animal populations, floods disrupt the food chain and resource availability. Aquatic species may face changes in water quality and nutrient availability, affecting their survival and reproduction. Terrestrial animals may find their food sources submerged or washed away, leading to scarcity and the risk of malnutrition. Addressing the increasing frequency and impact of flash floods in Saudi Arabia requires a comprehensive and effective strategy. Both local and national authorities must thoroughly analyze the causes of floods, encompassing both natural and human factors. By doing so, they can strategically implement measures to mitigate the risks associated with these natural disasters. Unfortunately, human activities significantly contribute to flooding in Mecca. One significant factor contributing to flooding is the rapid expansion of cities and infrastructure. As urban areas expand, natural landscapes are replaced by impermeable surfaces like roads, buildings, and parking lots. This hinders water from seeping into the ground, resulting in increased surface runoff. Consequently, rainwater cascades over the land, overwhelming drainage systems and natural waterways during heavy downpours. Inadequate urban planning and development further exacerbate flooding. Sometimes, cities expand without considering flood risks or implementing proper stormwater management measures. This can lead to construction in flood-prone areas and alterations to natural drainage patterns, worsening the impact of heavy rainfall events. Poorly managed construction practices, such as improper land grading and inadequate drainage systems, can cause localized flooding. Additionally, improper waste disposal can clog drainage systems and water channels, further impeding the natural flow of water and heightening the risk of flooding during intense rainstorms. Furthermore, human-induced climate change significantly alters precipitation patterns, resulting in more intense and unpredictable rainfall events. Greenhouse gas emissions from industrial processes, transportation, and energy production contribute to global climate change, thereby increasing the likelihood of flooding in various regions. To mitigate the devastating consequences of floods, a comprehensive approach is essential. Firstly, establishing robust flood management and early warning systems is crucial. By leveraging advanced technology and real-time data, authorities can predict flood events and issue timely warnings to the public, enabling preparedness and evacuation as necessary. Strategic urban planning and infrastructure development are vital for managing flood risks. Proper drainage systems, flood barriers, and zoning regulations can help prevent construction in high-risk flood areas. Green infrastructure, such as porous pavements and green spaces, plays a role in absorbing excess water during heavy rainfall, reducing the likelihood of flooding. Raising public awareness through campaigns and engaging communities are crucial steps. Educating people about flood risks and emergency preparedness empowers them to safeguard themselves and their properties during floods. Proactive restoration and conservation of ecosystems also play a vital role. Preserving wetlands, restoring riverbanks, and implementing reforestation efforts help regulate water flow, reduce erosion, and enhance natural resilience against flooding. Investing in resilient infrastructure is paramount. Retrofitting existing buildings to be flood-resistant and incorporating resilient design standards into new projects help adapt to evolving flood risks, taking climate change into account in infrastructure planning. Improving coordination among government agencies responsible for disaster management is essential, as is prioritizing the needs of vulnerable groups such as the poor, women, and children. The recent flooding in Mecca has profoundly affected pilgrims, exacerbating the challenges they face during their spiritual journey. The flooding disrupted the usual flow of worship, causing significant difficulties for pilgrims trying to fulfill their religious obligations. Closure of sacred sites due to inundation made it hard for pilgrims to access and participate in their rituals. Moreover, the destruction of infrastructure and accommodation facilities further complicated the pilgrimage experience. Pilgrims had to deal with loss of belongings, displacement, and uncertainty about basic necessities. Additionally, reports of insect infestations heightened discomfort for pilgrims, posing hygienic concerns and disrupting prayers and rituals. These circumstances undoubtedly took a toll on the physical and emotional well-being of pilgrims, potentially affecting the spiritual experience they had anticipated in Mecca. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the channel.